Let us begin by clearing and releasing all excess energy. Feel any tension, any anxiety, any excess energy running out of you like water running down through your arms and your legs, out through your hands and your feet, returning to the universe to be reused in other different ways. And let us breathe in 3 deep breaths, and as we breathe in the love of spirit, and as we breathe out tension and anxiety. Breathe in the love of spirit, breathe out tension and anxiety. Breathe in the love of spirit, breathe out tension and anxiety. Breathe in the love of spirit, breathe out tension and anxiety. And behold, we shall chant the sacred syllable Om 3 times. I do exercise you, O creature of earth, casting out from you any impurities which may lie within, and I do bless and consecrate you to this work. And I do exercise you, O creature of water, casting out from you any impurities which may lie within, and I do bless and consecrate you to this work. Behold, the earth is pure, behold, the water is pure. May purity join with purity then, and purity be blessed. We do cleanse this space, sending out from it all negativity, all unfocused energy, all which might be harmful or injurious in any way to this, our work. Behold, I exercise you, a creature of fire, casting out from you any impurities which may lie within, and I do bless and consecrate you to this work. Behold, I do exercise you, a creature of air, casting out from you any impurities which may lie within, and I do bless and consecrate you to this work. Behold, the fire is pure, behold, the air is pure. May purity join with purity then, and purity be blessed. Behold, we do charge this space, raising its vibration for the work we shall do herein. We raise our own vibrations likewise, aligning with our higher self. And behold, we do cut apart a place between the realms of humankind and of the mighty ones. A circle of art to focus and to contain the powers we shall raise herein. Behold, the circle is cast.
We call upon you, O red horseman of the east, bringer of dawn and of the virility of the sun. We ask you to enter into our circle this night. In love and in light we bid you hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome.
We call upon you, O white horseman of the south, Powers of the noonday sun, in love and in light, we do bid you hail and welcome into our circle.
Hail and welcome.
We call upon you, O indigo horsemen of the west, powers of the dusk, bringing calm energy into our circle. In love and in light, we bid you hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome.
We call upon you, O black horsemen of the north, bringing us the powers of the midnight moon. We ask you enter into our circle and guide us with your wisdom. In love and in light, we bid you hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome.
We call upon you, O goddess, O crone, queen of the night, she who dances in the dark. We call upon you, Baba Yaga, of the dancing house, of the flying mortar and pestle, and ask for your presence and inspiration this night as we tell your tales. Hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome. Beloved Father God, we do invoke you this night as the divine horseman of the sun, Lord of life and light, sole Invictus. We invoke you and ask you to bless us with courage and strength and light and love. Beloved Father God, we bid you hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome.
Most beloved ancestors, those that came before, we ask that you give us your aid and your guidance in our right this night. In utmost love and respect, we bid you hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome. And behold, we come together tonight for our weekly ritual, and as you know, this is a teaching temple, and this week's ritual has been prepared by our dedicants, Melissa and Alfred, particularly Melissa, to whom I shall now give way.
This is a story. It is true and not true, like all stories are. And it comes to us from the north of Russia. Like many stories, it begins under the heel of a wicked stepmother. There was a young girl named Vasilisa, and she lived with her cruel and wicked stepmother and two sisters. She had nothing left of her own mother, save a doll that was made for her by hand, with love. Now one day, the stepmother conspired to get rid of the girl, to send her on an impossible quest from which she hoped she would not return. She and the stepsisters allowed the fire in their cabin to go out, and in the northern winter this was a deadly thing. And they came to Vasilisa and told her that it would be up to her, since she was in charge of the fire, to go and find new fire from their neighbors. And they sent her off into the woods, with nothing but the doll that her mother had given her. Now this was a special doll, and her mother had given her important instructions for it on her deathbed. Feed the doll, she said, when it is hungry, and keep it with you, and it will guide you. Now Vasilisa had taken a few small crumbs with her on her journey, and she offered it to the doll, and asked it, "Doll, which way do we go?" For there were many paths through the woods, and they were all dark, and the doll indicated the path which she should take. And at the different twists in the road, each time she asked the doll, and the doll would tell her. Until at last, finally, after many days of travel, she came to a house. But this was no ordinary house, for it was surrounded by a fence of bones. And the house itself did not sit on an ordinary foundation. It stood upon the legs of a chicken. And when the mood was right, the house would rise and would dance with passion and energy and fire. Now Vasilisa was terrified, but the doll told her, "This is the house you're looking for. Go in and you'll find fire." Now Vasilisa went in the house and she knocked on the door, and it was opened by the old crone, Baba Yaga. And the crone looked at her and said, "Why have you come here?" Vasilisa very quietly and humbly said, "Our fire has gone out. I must find more to bring home with me or our family will freeze." "Why should I give you fire?" said the old crone, her eyes glinting, her hair white, streaked wild. And Vasilisa consulted the doll, who gave her an answer. "Because I ask," she said. And the old crone smiled. "That is the right answer," she said. "But I can't just give it to you. No, you must work for it, and you must earn it." So that evening, she instructed Vasilisa that before the dawn should arise, she would have to scrub the house top to bottom. And then she presented her with a massive pile of corn, half of which had been blighted, and the blighted half was mixed in with the other grains. It was daunting, this pile, but she told Vasilisa that by sunrise she had better separate all of the good corn from the bad, and clean the whole house top to bottom. And Baba Yaga sat down for a great meal and ate herself until she was full, and then went to sleep. And Vasilisa sat down by the giant pile of blighted corn in despair, and said to the doll, "There is no way I can finish this by dawn. There's no way. This is an impossible task." And the doll said to her, "Don't worry. Don't think about it, dear one. Just go to sleep. It will be done." So trusting the doll's advice, Vasilisa laid her head down and fell asleep. And when she awoke the next morning, just before Baba Yaga had, she saw that the house on the chicken legs was scrubbed top to bottom, and that the corn was separated into neat piles. And the doll lay beside her just where she had left it. Baba Yaga looked at her and said, "Well done, but you're not finished yet." And she took her to an even greater pile, in which the tiniest black poppy seeds were mixed with dirt. And the difference between the two was so imperceivable that Vasilisa despaired. Baba Yaga told her she had the day to separate the two from this great mound. So Vasilisa, and clean the house again, and Vasilisa cleaned the house and prepared the Yaga's meal. And it came to be towards nightfall, and the pile of poppy seeds and dirt had not been touched. And she said, "What am I going to do, dear doll?" And the doll said to her, "Don't worry, my love. Lay down, rest, trust, and it will be done." And when she awoke the next morning, it had been done. Now, Vasilisa had noticed some very strange guests in the house. Servants, hands that flew out of nowhere. She noticed strange horsemen riding by during the day, 3 of them. One, all red as blood, and his mount the same color. The other, white as ivory, and his mount the same as well. And the third, black as dusk. And Vasilisa asked the Yaga at the end of the day, when she had finished all of her tasks, who were those horsemen? And Baba Yaga said, "The first, the red one, was my dawn. The second, the white one, was my day. The last, my black night." And Vasilisa wanted to ask another question, but the doll cautioned her. And Baba Yaga looked at her and said, "Be careful, Vasilisa. Too much wisdom can make one grow old." And Vasilisa remembered what she had heard before, that those who ask questions of Baba Yaga give up much for their answers. Hours or years of their lives she takes for the knowledge. So Vasilisa decided she would only ask one more question. "May I have my fire now?" And Baba Yaga said, "First you must tell me how you completed the tasks I gave you." So Vasilisa removed the doll that her mother gave her. The doll of wisdom, of intuition. And the Yaga smiled and said, "All right, it's time for the fire." And armed with these 2 tools, the doll of intuition the fire of learned wisdom. With them she returned home to the house of her evil stepmother and her wicked sisters. And when she lit the fire with the flame that the Yaga had given her, it spread, and the wicked ones were consumed by it. And through wisdom and through intuition, Vasilisa became free, and she was able to live, as often is done in these fairy tales, happily ever after. The doll in this tale is not a mere trinket. It represents the higher self, the part of us that is connected to the divine, the part of us that never left the goddess. It is our intuition, our instincts, the part of us that will always act for our greatest good. I want you all to picture holding a doll or a stuffed animal, something that you would hold with you. Think about the way a child clings to their favorite doll, how it is always with them, a part of them. They cannot be separated from it, not without upsetting them very greatly. Imagine this doll as a figure of the goddess, and a figure of the god and goddess within yourself. Hold it close to you. Know that if you trust it, you too will be guided. I have before me a bowl full of beans, like simple things that Vasilisa was asked to separate, mixed in with stones of the earth. These are a metaphor, just as the poppy seeds in dirt and blighted corn and good corn were a metaphor, for the need to trust one's instincts to solve a problem. To know, just as Vasilisa could trust the doll to choose and separate what was good and bad, that we can trust our higher self to choose and separate what is good and bad for us. So I will invite each of you to take 3 beans, 2 for the tasks and 1 for the questions that gave Vasilisa her wisdom. And as you do, think of the things that you will need to trust yourself and your higher self and your instincts in order to accomplish. And you at home, imagine yourselves separating the beans, the good and constructive thoughts, the things that will move you forward, and leaving behind the things that will hold you back. Now Alfred will lead us in a chant.
Hoof and horn,
Hoof and horn,
all that die shall be reborn. Crone and sage,
crone and sage,
wisdom is
the gift of age.
hoof
And horn, hoof and horn, all that die shall be reborn. Crone and sage, crone and sage, wisdom is the gift of age. Hoof and horn, hoof and horn, all that die shall be reborn. Crone and sage, Groan and search, wisdom is the gift of age. Symbolically. And imagine the beings that you have selected, representing your guidance, your intuition, your future, and your goals, and place them into your heart chakra. And imagine them going into your heart chakra, into the very center of your being. And see them glowing with beautiful, clear, white light, becoming one with your heart chakra, integrated into your being. And let that light flash within you. So to be. And now, let us place our beans into the cauldron.
In the name of the goddess
And of the god, may this cup be blessed in token of the bond of love we share with them and with one another. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
May you never thirst.
You never thirst.
May you never thirst.
May you too never thirst. Beloved Mother Goddess, beloved Father God, beloved ancestors, we offer this libation now to you, that you may share in our celebration. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
And we will now give thanks.
Most beloved ancestors, those of us that came before, we thank you for your guidance and your wisdom with us in this rite, this night. In utmost love and respect, we bid you hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell. Beloved Father God, Lord of the wheel and of the dance, Lord of time and space, mounted rider of the sun, sole Invictus, we thank you for your presence here this night and for your gifts of courage, strength, and joy. Beloved Father God, we know you dwell always within us, but from respect we bid you hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
Beloved goddess, crone, she who dances in the night, she who cackles with glee and with joy, whose house dances upon the great chicken legs, who revels and who gives wisdom, who cuts away old forms, places challenges in our path so that we may strive to learn. We thank you for your presence and aid this evening, and with love and respect bid you hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
O horsemen of the north, black as the night, we thank you for giving us your wisdom and your aid in this rite this night. In love and respect we bid you hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
O indigo horsemen of the west, we thank you for being within our circle this night. In love and in light we bid you hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
O white horsemen of the south, powers of the noonday sun, we thank you for being within our circle this night. In love and light we bid you hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
Red horsemen of the east, we thank you for being within our circle this night. Powers of the dawning sun, in love and light we bid you hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell. As above,
So below,
as the universe,
so the soul,
as without,
so within.
behold, may our circle now be open but never broken. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Yay. Let us now take a moment to clear and release all excess energy. Let it flow out of you like water, flowing down through your arms and your legs, out through your hands and your feet, keeping what you need and releasing the rest. We thank you for joining us tonight. We hope that you have enjoyed our ritual. As we said, this is a teaching temple, so feel free to post your feelings about the ritual. Did you enjoy it? What part did you like best? If you have any suggestions for the future, we welcome your comments. And we thank you for joining us, and we thank you, Melissa, for organizing this lovely ritual. And we thank you, Alfred, for taking part in this lovely ritual. And we thank you, Nightmare, for being here. We thank you, Wesley, for being quiet. And we thank you for joining us, and until next time, may you blessed be.